Mel Kiper Jr. once again was on ESPN Cleveland. He turned heads for what he had to say about Shedeur Sanders, and the Cleveland Brown offensive coordinator spilled the beans about Todd Monken and the Cleveland Browns quarterback room. We getting ready to talk about it right here on Sports Talk with B. Watts. Do me a favor, do me a solid. Hit the like button, hype this video, join the membership. Anything that you do will highly be appreciated. Let's get this show started. Let's go.
How is it having Shedeur as QB1?
Man, it's fun. Shedeur is, he's a great talent. Also, he's got a good personality. He's fun to be around. Me and him are very attentive to detail in practice.
Oh, nice.
Also, we got personalities. We spend a lot of time outside of the building, so being with him is cool.
What's he like in the locker room? Is he a leader?
Yeah, I think, to be a quarterback one of any team, you have to have that locker room and have a voice. So I think a lot of the guys believe in him, and just having that relationship with each other, I think it means a lot too.
Mel Kiper Jr. of ESPN was on the Tony Rizzo show talking about Shedeur Sanders. Man, he said Shedeur Sanders is the Cleveland Brown quarterback one. He don't care what the big time media say. He don't care what experts say. He don't even care what the Cleveland media say. Shedeur Sanders is the better quarterback in this room right now for the Cleveland Browns. Mel Kiper also spilled the beans on what the Cleveland Browns should do if Cornell Tate is there at number 6 in this NFL upcoming draft in April. Let's listen to Mel Kiper Jr., what he had to say about Shedeur Sanders. Mel Kiper Jr.
The way he competed, the arm strength in those weather conditions, didn't have an issue there. And in terms of mobility and athleticism, he showed that. People said he couldn't do that. He held up physically, taking hits, some incredible shots he took. So, to me, I don't know what else you would want, considering what he had to go 3-4. Could have very easily been 4-3. Like I said, when he was on the field with Cam Moore, did you see much difference there? The number 1 pick and a 5th-round pick. Did you see much difference? I didn't. Obviously he's already proven to be better than Dylan Gabriel, who was a 3rd-round pick. And is he their quarterback of the future? I think he is. The doubters are and the haters are going to be out there saying he's not. Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But I got to believe he's surpassed expectations by miles, considering what he had.
Mel, there might be 4 Buckeyes in the top 10 of this draft with Reese and Styles and Tate and Caleb Downs. Who do you think would be best with the Browns?
Well, I think Tate, if he were around at 6. Now, we just did our mock, and he was not there. I just did a little teaser. He was not there at 6 for the Cleveland Browns. But if he is, Tate would be the guy of all those Buckeyes. If he were there for the Cleveland Browns, the one thing he does that the Browns need, especially with the weather, he's dealt with that at Ohio State, you got to catch the football. And Shedeur and the quarterbacks were plagued by a receiving corps that didn't catch the ball enough when it was thrown to them. So, again, Tate only had 2 drops over the last 3 years, precise route runner, great character, blocks as well. If he were there at 6, you'd have to take him.
That's Mel Kiper Jr. right there as a guest on the Tony Rizzo show over there on ESPN Cleveland. Once again, Mel Kiper keep telling everybody, Shedeur Sanders is the man. Shedeur Sanders is the Cleveland Brown answer to that quarterback room this year in 2026. He's a franchise quarterback, no matter what nobody say. I don't care what quarterback come available. This is Shedeur Sanders' team, and Todd Monken don't know it, along with Andrew Berry. That's how Todd Monken accepted the job, because he's seen the quarterback room. He went up against Shedeur. He saw what Shedeur did against them. He saw that. Shedeur should have won that game against Baltimore Ravens if Lavendar had caught that pass, that last pass on 4th down, when he hit him in the hand in that end zone. Todd Monken saw that. He saw that. He said, no matter what we did to Shedeur, blitzing him back to back, every down, every play. Boy, he came back with a vengeance. He was still fighting. He gave his team a chance. And that's what you want to see in your quarterback when you're a head coach. And Todd Monken saw that. That's why he accepted the job. Listen to the offensive coordinator talk about why Todd Monken took this job for Cleveland Browns. Okay? Listen to him.
And I'm excited about the guys we have here. I mean, Monk said this in his opening press conference. I mean, you don't take a job if you're not excited about quarterbacks that are in the building. And it's more than one. You know, we're excited about Dylan. We're excited about Deshaun. You know, anytime you have a guy who has had the success that he's had, I mean, he's got to be part of the equation as far as when we talk about competing for that job. And then Shedeur and what he was able to show last year. You know, he's still young. He has a lot of growth that he can still achieve, especially year 1 to year 2. I mean, he only started 6-7 games last year. So, I think there's a lot to be excited about in that room. Yeah, I mean, there's pieces here that we are excited about. I mean, Fannin, it starts with Fannin, Judy, Shedeur, and what he was able to show last year. The offensive line, obviously, is something that we're going to be looking to add to, and in addition to develop, you know, the guys that we have here. You know, with Whippler, possibly Joel. I'm not sure, certainly going to come up as well, but we're allowing him some time to kind of figure that out. But there's a lot of pieces here to be excited about. It kind of goes on what I said about the quarterback room. I mean, you don't take a job unless you're excited about the pieces that you have.
That's the Cleveland Browns offensive coordinator who spoke today at his press conference, letting them know that's why we took this job. We seen your quarterback room. We looked at Shedeur Sanders. When I just said, Todd Monken would have never accepted the job if he didn't like the quarterback. If he didn't like the quarterback room for the Cleveland Browns, he would have never accepted the job. I've been saying that. You don't take no job in the NFL as a head coach if you're not comfortable with your starting quarterback. And Todd Monken's on record saying, I like the last 3 games that the Cleveland Browns was in. They beat 2 of their opponents in their division in their last 3 games. They beat Pittsburgh Steelers and they beat Cincinnati. And who was the quarterback? Shedeur Sanders. How the offensive line look? Terrible. How J.A. and J. Nicole favorite player look? Number 6 to 8. How he look? And Shedeur still won the game. Okay, there. I'm just trying to tell y'all, don't let these people fool y'all. Shedeur Sanders is the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns going into OTAs. And he will beat out Deshaun Watson in this quarterback competition, along with Dylan Gabriel too. He gonna beat them all out. It doesn't matter what quarterback they bring in from another team through free agent. They can bring Huntley in. They can bring Anthony Richardson in. They can bring anybody they want in. Shedeur Sanders gonna come out on top. They gonna bring somebody in to be Shedeur Sanders' bag-up quarterback because they need a bag-up quarterback. They do. Just don't know the health of Deshaun Watson. Who to say that in June, Andrew Berry, along with the owner, won't cut Deshaun Watson? They still can do that. I know it's $50 million against the cap. You think the owner care? You think he care? I'm just trying to tell y'all right now, anything can happen during free agents and this upcoming draft. Anything can happen. But no matter what happens, Shedeur Sanders going to be all right. Shedeur Sanders going to be QB1 for the Cleveland Browns. All right? Got some more news for you. Todd Monken, as you see right there, hired his son to be a part of the coaching staff for the Cleveland Browns football team in this upcoming year in 2026. I want to say congratulations to the young man getting his start. His dad is the head coach. He can do that. Everybody else doing it. I don't see why he can't do it. So that's a good thing. It's good to see that Todd Monken's getting his son ready to be a NFL coach. And also, Andrew Berry, the general manager of the Cleveland Browns, cut 2 offensive linemen that was on this team this past season, and they saved $2 million on the cap. So that's some extra money that Andrew Berry can use for free agents starting Monday. So we're going to see what Andrew Berry do with the money and the salary cap. Who else he going to bring in as a free agent? I hope we bring in another offensive lineman and a #1 wide receiver. We will see what he will do to make this team better for Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns in 2026. That's the end of my show. Thank you for tuning in to Sports Talk with B. Watt. I got a live show at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Come on back. We're going to finish talking about Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns along with Coach Brown and the Colorado football team tonight. I got one of the best chat rooms on YouTube. Come on over and be our special guest. We're going to have a good time. All right? Until then, peace.